Yes, dear sadhakas, serious, sincere, welcome. One more chance we are taking, trying our best to tune ourselves to divine. Always remember, in all periods of history for the Jivas, more and more so in Kali Yuga, are the inner and outer troubles, disturbances coming from the Trigunatmika Prakruti. Not an easy thing to get rid of the clutches of it and focus on the dharma or our own adhyatmic sadhana. Yet, like the people who get flown in the flood, have to hold on to some strong support to be protected. In the same way, satsanga becomes the only support for us not to get completely drowned or flooded in this life of rajas tamas especially. And it is not one day or 1 year or one life's job. It has to be done for lives together. So keeping that broad picture in mind, keeping this entire life in mind, and keeping this year in mind and this day in our mind, whatever is capable or possible for us to do, we try to do. Someday a lot of beautiful calmness, quietness of the mind. Thus all sadhanas happen beautifully. Another day disturbances, agitation, some other day totally lethargic. This is how for everyone, most of the people, unless some are the yogis doing sadhana from hundreds of lives. So need not get disturbed or perturbed or distracted, knowing and accepting that this is the way we should do our best efforts and trying to manage everything, our food habits, eating habits, our interactions with the world outside as well as inside, monitoring all of that and knowing also exactly what sadhana to be done, we should be trying to do. Some of the things like doing japa upasana appear to be easier because they are done with the dravya, especially upasana. But when it comes to little subtler sadhanas like japa for concentration, study of shastras, then trying to contemplate on the nature of the self, or even where from this jiva is born, or how the experiences are happening, or even the matter of how to control our sense organs or the mind, they all are definitely tougher tasks, not easy bite to many people, but not impossible also. Starting the sadhana, never stopping, continuously doing whatever is in our capacity is what we have to do. Rest the Lord will take care with our intense prayers. So today also, like last few days, we are trying maybe 1,000 and above days every day trying to study Bhagavatam, the word meaning, the sentence meaning, and what is there in that as a viveka or vairagya or bhakti or tattvajnana or the limitations or mistakes of jiva or Bhagavan's mahima or Bhagavan's krupa. We are trying to understand whatever is there in each of these portions or shlokas. We'll try today also. Let us see. And in today, all the three classes are wonderful. First, the 12th Skandha. In this, the fifth chapter, Bhagavan Sukadevaji's final teachings to Parikshit ji. Yesterday, we saw how beautiful was that first shloka. Only 13 are there, but the entire portion is a gem of all the topics. And that's the last teaching only. Very, very important to be studied or remembered every day. Then in the 10th Skandha, as we were saying again and again, Bhagavan's reply to Muchukunda's Prashna, and after that Muchukunda ji doing the Stuti, in which mainly his focus is how we as Jivas commit mistakes and blunders, because of which not only we go away from Lord, but we dig our own grave and fall in it. These topics are as beautifully covered here, perhaps Maybe in one or two places only you can see it in the entire Bhagavatam. Then in our Adhyatma Ramayanam, Sri Rama Tara Samvada, that last portion we will see today. Then in our chantings, maybe Lakshmi Ashtottaram will be our chant. So these 1.5 to 2 hours, maybe little more. Let us be fully engaged in this way. Thank you. Let's start. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sachidanandarupaya Vishwotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayan Namaha. Nigamakalvatarorgalitam phalam शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबद भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यानुश्च हस्तचरणश्रवण त्वगादीन प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो साधुभ्यो साधकेभ्यो तीर्थेभ्यो क्षेत्रेभ्यो नदीनदेभ्यो शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षे सूतमहामुने शौनकादृशिभ्यो वैशंपायनादृशिभ्यो अत्र्यादृशिभ्यो मत्स्यादवतारेभ्यो प्रह्लादादि भक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो श्री दक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवाद गुरुभ्यो नमः। आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे नमः। माता पितृ देवताभ्यो नमः। शंकराचार्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। तेषां सर्वेषां गुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातो अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोध सिद्ध्यर्थं पुराणेतिहासोक्त भगवद्भागवत दर्शनानुग्रह अनुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक संस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं तत्कृत समस्त साधक भक्तानां अस्माकं सहायुरारोग्यादि क्षेमस्थैर्यादि श्रद्धाभक्त्यादि समस्त सत्संपदा सत्साधना सत्शक्तीनां नित्यनिरन्तरवाप्तिद्वारा बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्न निर्मूलन निवारण द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन दिव्य कार्ये दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण शास्त्रांतर्गत द्वादश स्कंधस्य दशम स्कंधस्यापि पारायणमध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ द्वादश स्कंधः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं द्वादश स्कंधः। आभासश्च निरोधश्च यतश्चाध्यवसीयते साश्रय परं ब्रह्म परमात्मेति शब्दते। अथ पंचमोऽध्यायः। Friends, with all devotion, let us chant this very typical, very crucial, important chapter, fifth of this Skandha 12. Om Shri Shuka Uvacha. Om अत्रानुवर्ण्यते अभीक्ष्णं विश्वात्मा भगवान् हरिः यस्य प्रसादजो ब्रह्मा रुद्रः क्रोध समुद्भवः त्वं तु राजन्मरिष्येति पशुबुद्धिमिमां जहि न जातः प्रागभूतोऽद्य देहवत्वं न नङ्क्षसि न भविष्यसि भूत्वा त्वं पुत्रपौत्रादिरूपवान् बीजाङ्कुरवत् देहादेहे व्यतिरिक्तो यथा अनलः स्वप्ने यथा शिरच्छेदं पञ्चत्वाद्यात्मनः स्वयं यस्मात् पश्यति देहस्य तत आत्मा हि अजो अमरः घटे भिन्ने यथाकाशः आकाशः स्यात् यथा पुरा एवं देहे मृते जीवः ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते पुनः मनः सृजति वै देहान् गुणान् कर्माणि चात्मनः तन्मनः सृजते माया ततो जीवस्य संस्कृतिः स्नेहाधिष्ठानवर्त्यग्नि संयोगो यावदीयते ततो दीपस्य दीपत्वम् एवं देहकृतो भवः रजः सत्त्वतमो वृत्त्या जायतेऽथ विनश्यति न तत्रात्मा स्वयं ज्योतिः यो व्यक्ताव्यक्तयो परः आकाश इव चाधारः ध्रुवोऽनन्तोपमस्ततः एवमात्मानमात्मस्थम् आत्मनैवामृष प्रभो बुद्ध्यानुमानगर्भिण्या वासुदेवानुचिन्तया चोदितो विप्रवाक्येन न त्वां धक्ष्यति तक्षकः मृत्यवो नोपधक्ष्यन्ति मृत्यूनां मृत्युमीश्वरम् अहं ब्रह्म परं धाम ब्रह्माहं परमं पदम् एवं समीक्षन्नात्मानम् आत्मन्याधाय निष्कळे दशन्तं तक्षकं पादे लेलिहानं विशाननै न द्रक्ष्यसि शरीरं च विश्वं च पृथगात्मनः एतत्ते कथितं तात यथात्मा पृष्टवान् नृप हरिर्विश्वात्मनश्चेष्टां किं भूयः श्रोतुमिच्छसि ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः शान्तिः. One shloka here is of very beautiful $1,000,000 worth or value. Yesterday, exhaustively, we have seen the first mantra's meaning, where Bhagavan told ki atra Sri Sukha straight away we are entering into the first mantra. Atra asmin Bhagavata Mahapurane anu nityam varnyate, described again and continuously. Anu means continuously, Avikshnam means again and again. Why continuously? Because that is the only worthy thing. And why Avikshnam again and again? Because of we human beings may not have the power to remember everything in one go, therefore repetition. As we saw in our earlier days classes, in Shastra Adhyanam, repetition is the only way for remembering all or the understanding and remembering and retaining the things. There is no other way at all. Therefore, even Shukadev ji knows it. Parikshit ji ke liye for everyone, he has continuously taught and repeatedly also taught the thing. And what is the thing which is varnyate? Varnyate means varnanat. Varnana means in exhaustive details describing. So what is that anuvarnyate avikshnam here? The three things are: one Vishwatma, second Bhagavan, third is Harihi. Friends, these sound disturbances will continue today. You have to forgive me. So, the Vishwatma is that pure conscious existence, blissful self of all, which is one without second, which is the theme of all the Vedanta and Upanishads, which is the only thing having gained which or identified with which we get liberation from all our bondages. So that is some place described as Pratyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Another place as Ekameva Dvayam Brahma. Neha Nanasti. Another place it is Prajnanam. So this is what is Paramatma, Parama Brahma Tattva. Again and again, repeatedly explained and established in this Bhagavata Mahapurana. Whenever the characters or the bhaktas or seekers are of Uttama Jnana type. And almost everywhere a bit of it though definitely touched. In some places exhaustively it was described also. So Vishwatma is the self of all is one. That one self of all is alone is me. In that me self of all, when it is expressing as so many, among those things this one is also. So this is no way special than anyone, nor specially I need to identify with this. But these knowledges doesn't click to us immediately. nor we will be able to that way objectify and separate our individuality, remaining ourselves as the subject, the knower consciousness. But then, in the back of our heart, this knowledge has to be kept intact to work on it whenever the time Bhagwan gives us. In fact, every day for some minutes or time we have to spend in contemplating on this Vishwa Atma, the pure one without second, self behind all expressions. This Vishwatma is the theme as all Upanishads talk about. Each Upanishad in its own way, the Rishi to their disciples. Everyone is so beautiful, but a totally different outer atmosphere, inner makeup is required for engaging oneself relentlessly in the listening contemplation of this theme. Atra anuvarnyate avikshnam bhagavan. Sorry, Vishwatma. So to Atna anuvarnyate avikshnam bhagavan also. All the time, the whole Bhagavata Purana, if you observe, revolving, rotating around one or the other, Bhagavan's avatara or bhakta or bhakta's bhakti. Is it not? All the time, one or the avatar, we are through every story taken towards that Lord only. So, atra anuvarnyate avikshnam Bhagavan. So, after listening to the authority of Bhagavatam, we should never have doubt anymore regarding the presence of this Vishwatma Bhagavan as Bhagavan. The Vishwatma Parabrahma as the Bhagavan Avatara or the Sushti Sthiti Laya Karakaha. As much we develop faith in the presence of that Lord, as much we are tuned to Him through the given processes of upasana, to that extent, that kind Lord reveals to us His presence. And all these are very sublime, innate, internal, inexplicable experiences. Bhagavan is Varnyate Atra. Third one is what? That Vishwatma ठीक है, though is final goal, I don't know when will I be qualified to contemplate on. Bhagavan also, okay, is there, he will be there in Srushti Sthiti Laya Karaka Avatara. But what is his role in my life? My life में भगवान का रोल इज हरि ही. हरते इति हरि ही, हरणात इति हरि ही. It is we who are delaying. It is we who don't have faith. It is we are not knowing and following the processes by which that Vishwatma Bhagwan, as a Hari, though ready to come and bless us, it is our failure that we are not invoking Him in our life to come and remove our all sorts of distresses and artis. As a human being, when born, remember, okay, it's prarabdha, but otherwise, health wise, or money ke liye, or any relational, or any professional losses, or for any reason, you and I need not suffer. We need not suffer. So, one though, let us not do adharma and papa, and therefore, these things will not come. That is anyway ultimate thing. Apart from that, when the Hari is there to do the Harana of all these troubles, difficulties, why can't we, in our devotion, approach Him? This big question we have to ask ourselves, and the answer should be the practical doing of that only. Any other theoretical descriptions, understandings will help in how much way? No way they will help. Therefore, let there be every day that half an hour, 1 hour, upasana of the Lord. Let there be a 10 minutes morning, evening, silently in the chamber of our own heart or in our own puja room. Let there be a dialogue, a vartalapa, a discussion, or a talk to the Lord happen. He is there, very much there. He will listen to us. So if you are there, let us say Krishna Bhakta, so having done that Krishna Upasana, sit there, tell him the problems which we are going through. Ask him to give the guidance, strength, blessings, protections. Every day we have to do that. In fact, at the end of all the puja vidhanam, that is what is done. Is it not? Aparada sahasrani kriyante aharnisham maya. By me, thousands of aparadas are done every day, knowingly, unknowingly. Daso yamiti mahammatva. O Lord, please knowing that I am your daso. Kshamasva janardana. Oh Lord, please janardana, kshama karo. Then in this puja also, mantrahinam, kriyahinam, bhaktihinam janardana. Yat pujitam maya deva. Paripurnam tad astute. With all shortcomings, I have done it, but let you accept it as paripurna. Then, while taking tirtham, while doing pradakshina, while doing that sashtanga danda pranama, we are addressing that Lord, whose puja we have done, to receive which Bhagavan has come and seated there. And a person with extreme deep bhavana, he can actually see the Lord seated there. And never have doubt regarding Bhagwan taking a form and coming, because you and I are useless jiva. If we can take the deha and live life, do you think Bhagavan with his sarvajnata, sarvashakti, will he not take deha? एक तो अवतार काल में लेते ही हैं. Other one, to bless the devotees, he takes that form and comes for our darshana, with which our bhakti shraddha becomes multifold. Although his entire form is divine, but it will be seen by us like we see the Lord or ourselves. उस दिव्य रूप में भगवान का जरूर वहां दर्शन होता है, वो स्वीकार करते हैं. So if you are doing that Abhishekam Ashtotaram to Lord Rama or Krishna, we can see with the deep, strong bhavana, Lord very much seated and doing. Otherwise, in India, thousands and thousands and thousands of temples, Subha, Dobar, Shama, that great Pandits, Pujaris of temple, relentlessly doing puja. Do you think all that is useless? That alone is protecting the entire universe and the globe. That we invoke him every day through these upasanas and request him to loka samasta sukhino bhavantu that way. So the second one is atranuvarnyate avikshnam Vishwatma atranuvarnyate avikshnam bhagavanu. So listen carefully, understand his glory, and learn the process by which we have to contact him, interact with him, or invoke his grace, or be one with him. Whatever is that Lord there. So Bhagavan atra anuvarnyate. Second. Third one, Harihi atra anuvarnyate. So this also we have seen. We need not be in distress all the time, feeling that nobody is there to help us. No. Bhagavan always is there to do the harana of all the dukkha arti of all. See the Rama Stotram. Artanam arti hantaram भीतानां भीतिनाशनं द्विषतां कालदण्डन्तं रामचन्द्रं नमाम्यहम्. आर्तानाम आरती हंतारम, आर्तों की आरती निकाल देते हैं. भीतानाम भीतिनाशनम, डिस्ट्रॉयर ऑफ द फियर ऑफ ऑल दोज हु आर फ्राइटेंड. आरती इज संसार दुख, भीति इज मृत्यु भीति. द्विषताम कालदंडम त्वम. So those who do the dvesha of us, we bhaktas, for them the Bhagavan is Kaladanda. Tam Ramachandram Namamyaham. Beautiful are all these mantras. Therefore, Harihi Narayana. So भगवान के आने में कभी थोड़ा देर हो सकता है, because of our not calling him with so sincerity, but अंधेर नहीं हो सकता. He will come. वो देर भी नहीं है. He knows he is a hero. Hero knows when to attack the villains or when to protect his people. Have faith, have patience. Lord is always in the only process of protecting, saving, uplifting his devotees all over. Luckily, he has no second job or business. He is not PM, CM of anywhere. He is not doctor, lawyer to get engaged anywhere. He kept himself berojgar for the only one rojgar of protecting his bhakta. So, and imagine how it would be if we have chosen our Ishta Devata and towards him this type of faith we have that is very near to our heart and our pujas, prarthanas is receiving and he is in his effort of removing our आरती. ऐसे श्रद्धा भक्ति में है तो कितना बढ़िया रहेगा शरणागति में रहने से. Is it not? That level we have to reach to. For that, all the inputs required are given to us through various stories of bhaktas. What Jiva Bhava in us does is goes against the Shastra, okay, maintains the Nastigatho, and always in its own fears and dukkha. हमारे अंदर का जीव जो है पाप दुष्टता कराता है, भगवान को नहीं मानने देता है और हमेशा रोते रोते रहता है. Instead of that, to the extent possible, dharma punya only we do. And then with full devotion and faith, oh Lord, I am this, I am at your feet. You have to be the protector because you are Hari. After that, instead of in that cocooned mood of dukkha and loneliness and nobody there to protect me, let us be happy. Yes, we have applied. We have surrendered to Him. He is taking care of me. Jump with joy. And some things regarding Lord, what we have to do is no, he is not an ego, is it not? He is not a samsari. That he minds our mistakes and he as an ego reacts because of that. All that nonsense is not there to him. The best example for the Lord is only this clicks to me in today's modern world is ki the Google Amma. You know that Google Amma? You ask her the direction, वहाँ जाना है. She just tells you, straight 7 kilometers you go, take right and left like that. 5 minutes after kilometer, you went wrong route. Again you log on that Google. Again she gives direction to the destination with same patience and love. Try to do it 30 times. Yeah, all the 30 times she lovingly only says, not even once she says, अरे तो आदमी है कि पैजामा है, इतने बार बोल रहा हूँ, तू घूम ही जा रहा है, घूम ही जा रहा है, जिस कुएं में गिरना है तेरे को उधर सामने ही है. She will not tell like that. Is it not? जिस कुएं में गिरना है तेरे को इधर ही तो पड़ा है वो. Is it not? How patient, how loving she is. In the same way is Paramatma. Is it not? He will punish us for our mistakes, but he never forsakes us. Like the parents, they punish sometimes the children for their bevakufi, but they don't discard them, no? So to a guru. Guru never discards this. It's disciples only who give up guru, discard guru, misunderstand guru, doubt guru, keep away from the guru, be disobedient. ये सब शिष्य महात्मा के महान महान शक्तियां विभूतियां होते हैं. बेचारा गुरु is ignorant of all these things. He doesn't know बेचारा all this samsara. He just says Bhagavan has sent them, just keep guiding. In the same way, about Hari, we have to understand these also. He is there, he is Arthatrana Parayana, he is listening to our prayers, he is already in his operation. You know, what is that country operation Kaveri, Sudan, Gidan, Jovitha? Our Indian government, the day when it started, already started thinking how to evacuate and bring back safely our Indians. Already on the job. Not even one will be left there, everybody will be taken care. Same is Bhagavan. This feeling should be generated in us. After listening to all these, the kathas of Bhakta and Bhagavan, both we have to know. Bhagavan's Krupa, Karuna, Samudrata we have to know, and Bhakta's Bhakti Sharanagati. Clear? Knowing that Bhagavan is so Krupalu Dayalu, learning from the Bhaktas, that type of Sharanagata Bhakti, when we can develop and express it, we are in a very, very safe hands. In fact, when a day comes where so much faith we develop in Lord, the early morning we go to His feet, take permission from Him to conduct all our day's activities of Dharma as well as sadhana. And in evening come and report to Him and fall at His feet. In between also, wherever we are in dukkha or distress or problem or even leisure time, come back and just when we relax in His lap, looking at His face and eyes, asking, thanking Him for us, for owning us. Is it not? Thanking Him for giving us everything. And look at His face with prema, bhakti, as well as some arti. Ki more devotion we want at your feet, more love we want to have for you, more and more surrender we want to have. In this way, daily 4-5 बार 2-2 मिनट 1-1 मिनट ऐसे करके देखो क्या बढ़िया रहेगा कि नहीं जीवन. That is called as Harihi. Atra Anuvarnyate. Learn from the story of Gopikas. Learn from the story of Pandavas. Learn from the stories of great bhaktas who are kings, who were the other people who are also simpler than the simpletons. Leka, Samrat Chakravarti is also for great devotees of Bhagavan. The Dhruvas, the Prahladas, all of them Parikshits, anyway we know. So, when we are going through those stories, we have to mind this. Are we learning and getting inspired from them to become that Sharanagata Bhakta? See, Bhakti is process, Sharanagati Shraddha. He is there to take care of me. That Bhavana is Sharanagati. Therefore, I am at his feet, called as Bhakti. ये दोनों अगर हम कर पाए तो देन देयर नथिंग मोर टू बी चिंतित. एंड दैट निश्चिंता में क्या है कि कब हमसे कर्मयोग कराना है, अष्टांग योग कराना है, भक्ति कराना है, धर्म कराना है, ज्ञान कराना है. ऑल ऑफ दैट ही नोस. रिलैक्स इट, रिलैक्स अबाउट इट. So, in this way, atra anuvarinate avekshnam vishwatma bhagavan harihi. By saying this, how clearly Shukadev ji is guiding us. So, have you therefore, when in 12 skandhas, the varnana of all these three is continuously and repeatedly done. Has your understanding grown about them? Has your faith has grown about them? If it is Vishwatma, you have to identify with him. If he is Bhagavan, you have to recognize him. If he is a Hari, you have to do Upasana and surrender to him. And Yasya Prasadajaha Brahma Rudraha Krodha Samudbhavaha. The glory of that Paramatma Narayana is in his own Prasannata, the Brahma Deva God expressed, who is the creator, and in his own expression of another Guna Krodha, Bhagavan Shiva has expressed, whose job is to dissolve the created creation. Safa Karna, Saf. In all the big functions, all the teams are there, 3 teams. The arrangement team, कोई शादी वादी है तो अरेंजमेंट करके आते हैं. Then in between the management team is there. दो खाना वाना परोसते हैं, ड्रिंक्स परोसते हैं, all that as long as the function is going on. Once the function is over, they go away. The dismantling and disposing and closing team is there. Third team. उसमें फिर एक ग्रुप पूरा टेंट डिसमेंटल, कोई किचन को बंद कर रहे हैं, कोई बाकी को. सो सृष्टि में हमेशा होता है. यहाँ भी हरि ही और सॉरी ईश्वर और क्रोध समुद्र रुद्र इज वेरी मच देयर टू वाइंड अप द थिंग व्हिच वाज इनिशिएटेड एंड मेंटेन्ड फॉर सम टाइम. अगेन एंड अगेन लिसनिंग दिस, वी मस्ट कम टू ए पॉइंट He Paramatma, Parabrahma, intact remaining with his own Maya Shakti. From him only, the entire world of names and forms is just manifesting, maintaining and dissolving. ये लीला खेल क्रीड़ा चल रहा है. Knowing that regarding Sushti Sthiti Laya, we have to become relaxed. And we in the Sthiti Kala as Jiva suffering. Suffering continues as long as we are limited. Limitations are because of Upadhi. Therefore, Upadhi Tadatmya छुड़वाकर अपने आप का, when we identify with the infinite Lord, our suffering goes away. Keep that knowledge in our heart all the time to achieve that what is to be done. Having learned from Guru and Shastra, be on that job. That is what we are supposed to do. Okay, yeah? Now the second shloka. One sloka yesterday we saw, today also to make it complete, we have repeated because anuvarnyate avikshnam, so that we get a support. Nirgunam Brahma, Saguna Sakara, Ishvara as well as avatars, and that avatara particularly to bless us, called as Harihi. In these three ways, Bhagavan is expressing. All these three are continuously, repeatedly explained, described in this Puranam and in all Puranas. Same thing goes on happening. Second one, directly addressed to Sri Parikshit ji. What should be the consequence of understanding the Lord and understanding of our identity with the Lord? As a result, what should be our attitude towards this Deha and whatever is happening to the Deha? This second shloka is again millions of rupees worthy. So here Bhagavan says, Tvam tu rajan marisheti pashu buddhi mimam jahi najatah pragabhutodya dehavatvam nanangshasi. Hmm. त्वं तु राजन्मरिष्येति पशुबुद्धिमिमां जहि न जातः प्रागभूतोऽद्यः देहवत्वं न नङ्क्षसि. हे राजन त्वं तु इमां पशुबुद्धिम जहि. देखो, interesting contradiction, no? Generally, pashus don't have the buddhi. Manushya has a buddhi. So either it has to be said that don't be like pashu which has no buddhi, or be like a manushya with a buddhi. Instead of these two, Shukacharya says, give up pashu buddhi. मतलब मनुष्य है, we are मनुष्य ही है हम, and we have also the buddhi, but it is not used as a manushya is supposed to use. It is made useless as if it is not there like that of the pashus. So interesting explanation. Pashu buddhi. तो मनुष्य है या एज ए मनुष्य यू मस्ट हैव ए बुद्धि यू आर गिवन बट दैट बुद्धि आर यू यूजिंग इट नॉट यूजिंग सो हु आर इफ द बुद्धि इज नॉट यूज्ड it is as good as not there, and who are the ones who don't have the buddhi? That is pashu. Therefore pashu buddhi vimam jai, give up this pashu buddhi. So it looks like little hitting us with a hunter or very strongly said sentence, but this is a fact. That sloka comes in Vivek Chudamani somewhere. Dehohamityeva jadasya buddhihi dehe cha jive cha vidushastvamdihi viveka vijnanavato mahatmanaha ब्रह्माहमित्येव मति सदात्मनि. देहा अहम इति जड़स्य बुद्धि, जड़ बुद्धि वालों को अहम देहोस्मि, पशु बुद्धि इट इज. And Pashu Buddhi and is a Buddhi that it is Jada Deha is means what? Beyond Deha, nothing is talked or thought or lived. Every talking, thinking is going on happening only on the basis ki Aham Dehosmi, not Jivosmi. So Dehoham iti eva Jadasya Buddhi, Pashu Buddhi. Dehe cha Jive cha. I am Deha also, I am Jiva also. Vidushaha, it is little wise person. At least he has not stuck up Aham Dehosmi. he is discovering that I'm an embodied jiva. Sometimes again he go back to deha tadatmya and lives like Pashu. But he is aware I'm somebody entered the deha, living in it. One day this is dropped, I'll continue. But Viveka Vijnana Mahatmana, for a Mahatma who has got the Vijnana because of Viveka, Brahmaha Vitieva Matihi, Sada Atmani. In himself, he has got Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti. So Aham Brahmasmi is the Vidvans, Vijnan is Lakshana. Little mature days, who says I am a Jiva, at least not Deha. And who doesn't say but goes on living like Deha is here Jada Buddhi, or here it is called as Pashu Buddhi. So this Pashu Buddhi Jahi, and discover that it is Pashu Buddhi, discover that it is not worthy of having, then do all the struggles that are required slowly to rise above. And I hope you got what I mean in Pashu Buddhi here, Aham Dehosmi. In all our life's journeys, one life or 100 lives, Naham Dehosmi, if that is achieved, no, you can really celebrate, have a big party. एक बार नाहन देवस में हो गया ना, none of the worldly things beings attract us, nor we have any undue value given, nor we become enslaved and are caught up in the world, nor we suffer the pangs of samsara. Should we not pray for it? Should we not try for it? अरे क्या ना, that continuously, because of millions of lives of habit, the relapsing happens of aham dehosmi. Kshana, 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 by some way or the other, some reason or the other, we are pulled back to dehosmi bhavana. उससे बाहर आने के लिए भी उतना घमासान, श्रवण, मनन, विचारण, all of that we have to do for long, long, long time. So, direct address of Shukadev ji to Parikshit ji is, Hey Rajan, Tvam tu imam pashu buddhim jahi. Okay. And what is the Lakshana of the Pashu Buddhi? He is very clearly saying here, very interesting one. One is what? Na jataha pragu. Okay. Then, uh, na jata pragu. Then, adyaha na nangshasi. Dehavat tvam. Tvam, you, prag, earlier, na jataha, was never born. And adya, now, na nangshasi, you will not die. Then what was that which was born? What is that which is going to die when? That takshaka is going to come and bite deham. Therefore, dehavat tvam na jatah prag dehavat tvam adya na nangshasi. How important this one thought. First, to be literally understood. Second, when that is practiced and experienced, how glorious would be that consequence. Then, throughout our lives, practice, do all the required practices really to achieve this feat. So, when the ornament is born, gold is not born. Ornament dies, gold never dies. Wave is born, water is not born. Wave dies, water will never die. So too, the self in me, which is eternal all the time, beyond Desha Kala, beyond three gunas, beyond the Janma Maranadi, beyond all the Maya, it is never born when the Deha was born. And now the Deha is going on continuing, Bhagavan eternally there. Now, today, tomorrow, the Deha will become Vinash. Dekho, the Takshaka will come and bite is a curse. Does it mean that if that curse is not there, that Parikshit is going to live eternally? Takshaka Sarpa may not bite all of us. It will bite only Parikshit according to curse. But there is another Sarpa called as Kala Sarpa. Can anybody protect himself from that? The serpent of Kala, time? सबको होना ही चाहिए, होना ही पड़ेगा. About dehas we are talking. Keep on reveling in this thought. I am that Atyanta Sukshma Paramatma, which is eternally there, never born, even when the Srishti is born. Then how can we say it is born when the Deha is born? It is always there. Something, if it has to be born, it should be not there earlier. That's why we spoke on this in the morning or evening class, couple of days or week back. Ki none of us ever have these two experiences of I am born and I am dead, or uh, I was dead once upon a time. Is it not? None of have an experience that I was born and also I am dead. Because लॉजिकल फैलेसी क्या है उसमें? टू बी बॉर्न आई मस्ट बी एब्सेंट, नो? देन व्हेन द बर्थ हैपेंस, हु इज सर्टिफाइंग द बर्थ? समथिंग शुड बी प्रेजेंट टू सर्टिफाई द बर्थ. Therefore, if something is certifying the birth, then how can it be said to be born? Logically, birth is never possible. So to the death. If I am dead earlier, I should not be now there. अगर मैं जिंदा हूं अभी, तो इसका अर्थ क्या हुआ? कभी मरा ही नहीं मैं. So these are all very strong देह तादात्म्य के कारण देह के मरण को अपना मरण मानना हजारों हजारों जन्मों से चलता आ रहा है. देखो हम उसी को पकड़ के रखते हैं. The gem of the wisdom which saves us from that fear of death, misery of death, that gem is always with us, but we don't want to use it. Logical fallacy. I can't die, the real I in me. It is eternal, it is immutable. बट देखो पॉइंट क्या है ना, ये देहादियों से जो सुख भोग हमको मिलता है इमीडिएट वाला, उसको पीछे हम पढ़ने के कारण देह शुड बी परमानेंट, ये भावना होता है. बट वो तो होता ही नहीं परमानेंट देह. देन इट लीड्स टू दैट भय एंड दुख. बट इफ यू कैन एंटरटेन दिस ट्रूथ that the self is the one which is existence, giving existence to the body. Self is the one which is blissful. That bliss of the self only reflected in the antakarana because of conducive conditions created because of punya papa, punya and dharma, let us say. If this knowledge is again and again entertained, then we not come to the identity of self, not the body. Therefore, all the fear of death, all of that, they won't touch us. सो होमवर्क में ये सेंटेंस को हमें कम से कम 27 बार या 108 बार पढ़ना है. ओके, सो इट इज एन एड्रेस बाय शुकदेव जी टू ऑल ऑफ अस, नॉट ओनली टू परीक्षित. तो ही इज कॉलिंग एज राजन. हे राजन. So you can feel that it is his address to us also. Like when you want to tell something very important to your children, don't you say mere nanne, mere munne, mere pitte katte. Finally you say mere raje. The Punjabi style is raje. Hey mere raja beta. If that child is naughtily intelligent, Papa, you telling I'm Raja, what are you telling? हाँ बेटा तू राजा, अब मैं राजा है तो you are प्रजा, therefore listen to me. प्रजा की बात राजा थोड़ी सुनते हैं, राजा का प्रजा को सुनना है. सो हियर हे राजन, हे मेरे रज्जे, मेरे राजा, नन्हे प्यारे, like that Shukdev ji is telling all of us. What is that? Marishye iti pashu buddhim imam as early as possible. Jahi. Jahi means जीतो. Jahi means छोड़ दो. Jahi means नाश कर दो. Clear? And what is the logic? Na jatah praku. Prak means pehle. Na jatah, you are not born, means when the body was born. Then adya, now tam nanangshasi, you are not going to die when Takshaka comes and bites you. Then who is born? Deha. Who is going to die? Deha. Therefore, dehavat means देह के साथ तुमने जन्म नहीं लिया, तुम पहले भी थे. देह के साथ मर भी रहोगे, नहीं रहोगे. Deha will go away, but you will continue. See, every day Deha is made up of Pancha Mahabhutas. It is continuously changing. When I was born, how cute, how nice I was. Everybody was lifting me, kissing me, hugging me. Now even भूत प्रेत मेरे को देखकर भाग जाते हैं. So all these thoughts, as many times as we repeat, it's all according to Prarabdha. These dehas are given. They are the hutments for the jiva to stay. जितना याद करे उतना स्ट्रांग देहोस्मी से हम बाहर आते हैं. To that extent, the fear of this deha, fear of this death, all of that goes away. In fact, we should embrace, we should welcome death because it's going to open up the new vistas, new avenues, new opportunities in the new life. डेली आज से ना रात को सोने से पहले सुबह उठ के 10-15 मिनट हम आत्मा गुणाकेश हम सेल्फ आई एम द एटलीस्ट जीव कहो. अगर आत्मा का ध्यान नहीं कर सकते हो तो आई एम द इंडिविजुअल एंटिटी, नॉट द देह, ना हम देहोस्मि. एज मेनी लॉजिक्स वी यूज एंड से दिस मच, सो गुड इट इज फॉर अस. इफ दैट इज नॉट डन, then the earlier practices of aham dehosmi become so strong which leads to the fears. Those fears are थोड़ा पेट में दर्द हो गया, चेस्ट में हो गया क्या, इमीडिएटली ये हो रहा है मुझे, वो हो रहा है करके हर तरह का डर लगने लगता है. That all the signs of देह तादाद. हाँ, medically go and get whatever treatment required depending on the case or history and all. But heart in heart, tell out, I'm not this, I'm something. And as we told you, the more we have possessions and attachments of the things and beings, the more will be our sense of identity with Deha and also fear. तो उनके प्रति भी तादात्म्य कम करें, जीव के रूप में अपने आप को मानकर जीव को ईश्वर को पहचानने के लिए ये देह दिया गया है ऐसे मानकर बी ऑन दैट जॉब. Never have the Pashu Buddhi. Okay, let us chant this 6 times. Then remaining you do at home. Let us do Twanturajan Marisheti Pashu Buddhi Mimam Jahi Najatah Pragavutodya Dehavatvam Nanangshasi. Again, Twanturajan Marisheti Pashu Buddhi Mimam Jahi Najatah Pragavutodya अद्य देहवत्वं न नंक्षसि. अगेन त्वं तु राजन्मरिष्येति पशुबुद्धिमिमां जहि न जातः प्रागभूतोऽद्य देहवत्वं न नंक्षसि. त्वं तु राजन्मरिष्येति पशुबुद्धिमिमां जहि न जातः प्रागभूतोऽद्य देहवत्वं न नंक्षसि. त्वं तु राजन्मरिष्येति पशुबुद्धिमिमां जहि न जातः प्रागभूतोऽद्य देहवत् त्वं न नंक्ष्यसि. त्वं तु राजन्मरिष्येति पशुबुद्धिमिमां जहि न जातः प्रागभूतोऽद्य देहवत् त्वं न नंक्ष्यसि. So one shloka today we have done. That should be a very solid input given to us. Let us do manana chintana on that. Clear? Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. What can be done? I'm afraid all these laptops will burn now. Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Bhagavat Sharanam Mama, Shri Sadguru Sharanam Mama, Shri Suta Sharanam Mama, Shri Shukadeva Sharanam Mama, Shri Vyasa Sharanam Mama, Shri Narada Sharanam Mama, Shri Kumara Sharanam Mama, Shri Brahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Vishnu Sharanam Mama, Shri Parabrahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrupatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Swarge Satye Cha Kailase Vaikunte Nasti Ayam Rasaha Atah Pibantu Sadbhagyaha Mama Munchata Karhichita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Dashama Skandha Uttarardha. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Shri Muchukunda Uvacha. Friends, we are doing this portion of Raja Muchukunda Bhagavan Krishna Samvada. After that, Yavana was burnt into ashes. Once that was over, Bhagavan came and presented himself in front of Raja Muchukunda. How divine, beautiful was Bhagavan's Rupa that has been explained to us in those 5 shlokas. Having seen him, Sri Muchukundaji Raja inquiring about Bhagavan, who you are, etc. And in that inquiry itself, his humility, humbleness, his pure heart, all of those things can be seen. To this, Bhagavan gives what a beautiful reply. Having known that now it is Bhagavan only, Raja Muchukunda does a great stuti of Paramatma. And from all these stutis which we are reading in Bhagavatam as well as Ramayanam, we should slowly steal from those bhaktas how we have to be devotees to the Lord. Steal or learn or copy. Literally lift the heart of Muchukunda like bhaktas into our hearts, and we should also feel same type of feeling of devotion, sharanagati to Paramatma. That should be our job. One is prayer, second is conscious effort. Out of 100 qualities of Prahlada, at least 1 or 2. Let me consciously try to practice. When we do it, it starts happening. Till we don't do, it never happens at all. So we will chant this portion of inquiry of Muchukunda, Krishna Bhagwan's reply from the 28th mantra. We will chant up to what एक पारायण के लिए आज करेंगे ही हम 58 तक करेंगे. These are all Muchukunda Raja Stuti. Though we will not see the meaning of today, of that time may not be sufficient, but for the sake of Parayanam, let us do this. From 28. मुचुकुंद उवाच को भवानिह सम्प्राप्तः विपिने गिरिगह्वरे पद्भ्यां पद्मपलाशाभ्यां विचरस्युरुकण्टके किं स्वित्तेजस्विनां तेजः भगवान् वा विभावसुः सूर्यः सोमो महेन्द्रो वा लोकपालो परोऽपि वा मन्ये त्वां देवदेवानां त्रयाणां पुरुषर्षभं यथा यद्बाधसे गुहाध्वान्तं प्रदीपः प्रभया यथा शुश्रूषताम् अव्यलीकम् अस्माकं नरपुङ्गव स्वजन्म कर्म गोत्रं वा कथ्यतां यदि रोचते वयं तु पुरुषव्याघ्र ऐक्ष्वाकाः क्षत्रबन्धवः मुचुकुन्द इति प्रोक्तः यौवनाश्वात्मजः प्रभो चिरप्रजागरश्रान्तः निद्रयोपहतेन्द्रियः शयेऽस्मिन् विजने कामं केनाप्युत्थापितोऽधुना सोऽपि भस्मीकृतो नूनम् आत्मीनेयेनैव पाप्मना अनन्तरं भवान् श्रीमान् लक्षितो मित्रशातनः तेजसा ते विषह्येण भूरि द्रष्टुं न शक्नुमः हतौजसो महाभाग माननीयोऽसि देहिनाम् एवं सम्भाषितो राज्ञा भगवान् भूतभावनः प्रत्याह प्रसन्वाण्या मेघनादगभीरया श्रीभगवानुवाच जन्मकर्माभिधानानि सन्ति मेऽङ्गसहस्रशः न शक्यन्तेऽनुसङ्ख्यातुम् अनन्तत्वात् मयापि हि क्वचित् रजांसि विममे पार्थिवान्युरुजन्मभिः गुणकर्माभिधानानि न मे जन्मानि कर्हिचित् कालत्रयोपपन्नानि जन्मकर्माणि मे नृपा अनुक्रमन्तो नैवान्तं गच्छन्ति परमर्षयः तथाप्यद्यतनान्यङ्ग शृणुष्व गदतो मम विज्ञापितो विरिञ्चेन पुराहं धर्मगुप्तये भूमेर्भारायमाणानाम् असुराणां क्षयाय च अवतीर्णो यदुकुले गृह आनगदुन्दुभेः वदन्ति वासुदेवेति वसुदेवसुतं हि माम कालनेमिर्हतः कंसः प्रलम्बाद्याश्च तद्विषः अयं च यवनो दग्धः राजन्स्ते तिग्मचक्षुषा सोऽहं तवानुग्रहार्थं गुहामेतामुपागतः प्रार्थितः प्रचुरं पूर्वं त्वयाहं भक्तवत्सलः वरान् वृणीश्वरादर्शे सर्वान् कामान् ददामि ते मां प्रपन्नो जनः कश्चित् न भूयोर्हति शोचितुं श्रीशुक उवाच इत्युक्तस्तं प्रणम्याः मुचुकुन्दो मुदान्वितः ज्ञात्वा नारायणं देवं गर्गवाक्यमनुस्मरन् मुचुकुन्द उवाच विमोहितोऽयं जन ईश मायया त्वदीयया त्वां न भजत्यनर्थदृक् सुखाय दुःखप्रभवेषु सज्जते गृहेषु योषित् पुरुषश्च वञ्चितः लब्ध्वा जनो दुर्लभमत्र मानुषं कथञ्चिदव्यङ्गमयत्नतो नघ पादारविन्दं न भजत्यसन्मतिः गृहान्धकूपे पतितो यथा पशुः ममैष कालोजितनिष्फलो गतः राज्यश्रियोन्नद्धमदस्य भूपतेः मर्त्यात्मबुद्धेः सुतदारकोशभूषु आसज्जमानस्य दुरन्तचिन्तया कलेवरेऽस्मिन् घटकुड्यसन्निभे निरूढमानो नरदेव इत्यहं मृतो रथे भाष्वपदात्यनीकपैः गां पर्यटन्स्त्वा गणयन् सुदुर्मदः प्रमत्तमुच्चैरिति कृत्य चिन्तया प्रवृद्धलोभं विषयेषु लालसं त्वमप्रमत्तः सहसा विपद्यसे क्षुल्लेलिहानो हिरिवाकुमन्तकः पुरारथैर्हेम परिष्कृतैश्चरन् मतङ्गजैर्वानरदेव संज्ञितः स एव कालेन दुरत्ययेन ते कळेवरो विकृमि भस्म संज्ञितः निर्जित्य दिक्चक्रमभूतविग्रहः वरासनस्थः समराजवन्दितः गृहेषु मैथुन्यसुखेषु योषितां क्रीडां मृगः पूरुष ईशनीयते करोति कर्माणि तपस्सु निष्ठितः निवृत्तभोगस्तदपेक्षया ददतु पुनश्च भूयेयमहं स्वराडिति प्रवृद्धतर्षो न सुखाय कल्पते भवापवर्गो भ्रमतो यदा भवेत् जनस्य तर्ह्यच्युत सत्समागमः सत्सङ्गमो यर्हि तदैव सद्गतौ परावरेशे त्वयि जायते मतिः मन्ये ममानुग्रह ईशते कृतः राज्यानुबन्धापगमो यदृच्छया यः प्रार्थ्यते साधुभिरेकचर्यया वनं विविक्षद्भिरखण्डभूमिपैः न कामयेन्यं तव पादसेवनात् अकिञ्चन प्रार्थ्यतमात् वरं विभो आराध्य कस्त्वां हि अपवर्गदं हरे वृणीत आर्यो परमात्मबन्धनं बन्धनं तस्माद् विसृज्याशिष ईश सर्वतः रजस्तमः सत्त्वगुणानुबन्धनाः निरञ्जनं निर्गुणमद्वयं परं त्वां ज्ञप्तिमात्रं पुरुषं व्रजाम्यहं चिरमिह वृजिनार्तस्तप्यमानोऽनुतापैः अवितृषषडमित्रो लब्धशान्तिः कथञ्चितो शरणदसमुपेतस्त्वत्पदाब्जं परात्मन् अभयमृतम् अशोकं पाहि मापन्नमीश श्रीभगवानुवाच सार्वभौम महाराज मतिस्ते विमलोर्जिता वरैः प्रलोभितस्यापि न कामैर्विहता यतः प्रलोभितो वरैर्यत्वम् अप्रमादाय विद्धि ततो न धीर्मय्येकभक्तानाम् आशीर्भिर्भिद्यते क्वचितो युञ्जानानाम् अभक्तानां प्राणायामादिभिर्मनः अक्षीणवासनं राजन् दृश्यते पुनरुत्थितम् विचरस्व महीं कामं मय्यावेशितमानसः हस्त्वेव नित्यदा तुभ्यं भक्तिर्मय्यनपायिनी क्षात्रधर्मस्थितो जन्तून् न्यवधीर्मृगयादिभिः समाहितस्तत्तपसा जह्यगं मधुपाश्रितः जन्मन्यनन्तरे राजन् सर्वभूतसुहृत्तमः भूत्वा द्विजवरस्त्वं वै मामुपैष्यसि केवलम् इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां दशमस्कन्धे उत्तरार्धे मुचुकुन्द स्तुतिर्नाम एकपञ्चाशत्तमोऽध्यायः. When I was reading all this, I was remembering the Mundaka Avidyayavantare Vartamanaha, Bhuda Vartamanaha, all these mantras. And this Muchukunda's words are of million rupees worth. Be excited to listen that. Tomorrow, day after, we will see. Now we have already seen in this Uttarardham Dashamaskanda 51. Muchukunda had Bhagavan's Divya Darshanam. A wonderful. We saw the description. Listen to yesterday's talk if you want to know. Muchukunda Uvacha. Sri Muchukundaji says, Kim Ko Bhavaniha Sampraptaha. Who are you who is seen here? Vipine Girigahvare, to this very terrible forest, that also into the cave of this Gufa. How did you come? Remember, he was sleeping in the deep sleep slumber from how many yugas or thousands of years. Bhavan just came out of Dwarika Nagari. He came on running this side. That Yavana was chasing him. So Bhagavan entered, he was there. So all these stories, happenings, how does he know he was in deep sleep? He was kicked by someone, he got disturbed, he got up and looked to that fellow, he got bhasma. Only that much he knows. So who are you? How come you have come here? Doesn't know. So ko bhavaniya sampraptah vihine girikahvare and padbhyam padma palashabhyam vicharasi urukantake. So how you are moving in this place with, endowed with so many thorns, to look at your feet are as tender as the petals of the lotus or rose like of flowers. So ye hai, you know, a contrast shloka of this type is there in Shivananda Lahari by Bhagavan Adi Shankar. He says, O Lord, why are you not putting your feet in my heart? Are they like stones that you feel that your feet get hurt by that? Then he only answers, if that is the case, how come you are moving always again in the mountains only, which are stones? Therefore, even if my heart is a stone like thing, but still, because you have a habit of moving in the stones without hesitation, come and stay in my heart, which is like a stone, and melt it. Beautiful bhavana it is there. है ना? That शिवानंद लहरी में ही भगवान से कि कथमासीत् गिरौ प्रवेश अति मृदुलौ तव चरणौ अति कठिनं मामक हृदयम् इति विचिकित्स्यां सन्त्यज कथमासीत् गिरौ प्रवेशः अति मृदुलौ तव चरणौ अति कठिनं मामक हृदयम् इति विचिकित्सां सन्त्यज कथमासीत् गिरौ प्रवेशः. That excuse of yours, no, very hard is your heart like a stone, I can't enter there. That excuse justification is ruled out, O Lord Shiva. Because you always move in the hard stones only of mountain, therefore you have to come only. No, even Adi Shankara, as sharp, subtle, he is in while talking Vedanta, Advaita Brahma, writing the bhashyas to the Prasthanatraya. When he talks about bhakti also, is of the highest type. You have seen that in Shivaparada Kshamapana, Devyaparada Kshamapana. See, Kshuddha Trushartha Jananim Smaranti. That one line, how touching the heart. When somebody is hungry and thirsty, whom else he remembers? Anybody, oh millionaire, oh koi bhi ho, Jananim eva Smaranti. So I am in this Krutha and Trusha. Oh mother, I am remembering you. And in that only, Kubutro jayate kvachitapi kumata na bhavati. There are millions of sons who are stupid, useless fellows. Kuputra. But there is not even one Kumata. Mother cannot be Kumata. What is Kuputra? Who will give up, forsake this mother for his selfishness and all. But who is Kumata? The one who gives up the son. नेवर केयर्स. ऐसे मदर तो कहीं जिंदगी में कहीं मिलेगी नहीं. सो कुपुत्रो जायेत क्वचिदपि कुमाता न भवति. See, having heard this, will any mother will forsake the child? So these are the devotional subtleties. And in that only Ankolam Nija Bija Santatirayaskan Thovalam Sujika Sadhvi Naijayum Lata Chitruham Sindhu Saridvallavam Prapnoti Yatha Tata Vashavate Padaravinda Cheto Vritti Rupeta Dishtati Sada Sa Bhakti Rityuchate. How wonderful are all that. Contrast picture. So there, heart is so hard like stone, yet I welcome you. Here he says, your feet are like the lotus petals. How did you enter into this forest endowed with so many kantaka, the thorn? So there the devotee is asking, how? Because he was in that type of arti. Here, Bhagwan himself is in the arti to bless his bhakta, the Muchukunda. बाद में बताएंगे. You are my Parama Bhakta. You have done lot of tapasya. To bless you only I entered to this gufa. Bhagavan is going to answer. Therefore, Bhagavan never cares if it is Kantaka, Yukta Pradesha, or it is Giri Gahwara. Wherever it is, if we are calling him to help us, he will come. Now, this one, as is not going with what we have studied in our earlier portion. है ना भगवान विश्वात्मा भगवान हरि द थर्ड वर्ड हरि व्हाट वी अत्र अत्रानुवर्ण्यते भीक्ष्णम विश्वात्मा भगवान हरि that harihi word what we exhaustively saw, it is we are getting the proof in this very purana and in this very day for us. तो सारे कंटकों को झेलते हुए भगवान दौड़कर आए वहां भक्ता रनिंग गोइंग टू गॉड वी नो climbing mountain and all. Bhagavan also came running without footwear into that jungle and guha. So this should make us more devoted to the Lord, having understood His kripa and karuna. Don't brush us, oh, Bhagavan hai, to hava mein bhi ud ke aa sakte hain. Then you will never have the tender heart to have bhakti and sannagati. Everywhere you need not become intellectual and use the Vedantic concept and spoil the beautiful bhakti which makes our heart so lighter and joyful. लेकिन एक थोड़ा दिमाग लगाना चाहिए जितना है उतना जहाँ प्रेम भक्ति यूज करनी है वहाँ वही यूज करो जहाँ वेदांत करना है वहाँ वेदांत ही करो भक्ति में वेदांत लाके वेदांत में भक्ति लाके कंफ्यूज मत करना है ना डोंट ईट आइसक्रीम तड़के में तड़का डाल के उसको तवे में आइसक्रीम को खाने का अलग ढंग होता है इज इट नॉट और गरम गरम पकड़ पकौड़े पकौड़े फ्रिज में लगाकर कोई नहीं खाते बुद्धि लोग जिसको जैसा खाना है वैसे ही खाना हियर आल्सो सो श्री मुचुकुंद जी हैविंग सेड सो ही कंटिन्यूज कि किम्स विथ ही हिमसेल्फ गेसेस एंड आस्क्स हु आर यू कि तेजस्विनाम तेजः भगवान वा विभावसुः आर यू द गॉड फायर हिमसेल्फ हु इज द तेजस्वी अमंग ऑल तेजस्विन्स every tejas is there but more there this tejas is there in the agni devata only are you the agni or are you suryaha are you somaha surya sun somay chandamama or mahendrova are you indra or lokapalova paropiva are you lokapala or any other apara lokapala for him these people are familiar because even Raja Muchukunda before he got this boon of sleeping he was even taking care of those devatas, only protecting them from the Rakshasas. So he himself was a great. So he saw them, he has that vision of them, respect for them. Therefore, he is just visualizing and saying, are you any one of them? Then he himself, through his contemplation, comes to a nearest conclusion. Ki manye tvam aham manye. I consider you to be Devadevanam Trayanam Purusharshabham. There are devatas. The devatas also are there, three. Who are they? Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. In that Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Trinity, Trimurti, you are Purusha Rushabha. You are the best among all these three. Best among means what? In the Sthiti Kala, it is you who protect. So that Vishnu I believe you to be. Why? Yet badhase guha dhvantam. That you are destroying the darkness of this guha. Pradipaha prabhaya yatha. Just like the lamp destroys the darkness. There is no lamp. Your own Divya Varchas Tejas Kanti is dispelling the darkness of this guha. That Shakti is Narayana's only. So you are the Narayana or Mahavishnu. So he himself tentatively guessed. Now he says, Shushrushatam Asmakam. Shushrushatam Asmakam. Shushrusha means Shrotumicha. Shushrushatam for us, those who are interested to listen to you. Asmakam to us. तो आपके बारे में सुनने की इच्छुक हमको. Those who are desirous of listening about you, that is me, avyalikam. Avyalikam means without any kapata, without any chupa chupi. Hey Narapungava, best among the human beings, ki swajanma, swakarma, swagotram va katyatam. Please tell me about your birth, your ancestors, the gotra, and what you do, your karma. Yadi manyase or yadi rochate. If you feel like telling, there is no balwant jabardasti or koi bhi aisa compulsion. Please tell to whom you belong, who are you, what do you do. Shushrusatam asmakam. We are very keen and desirous to know. एंड अव्यलीकम मतलब कोई छुपाना नहीं, स्पष्ट रूप से बताइए अगर आपको अच्छा लगता है तो, कहने की इच्छा है तो. बट ऑलवेज इट इज अ कॉमन सेंस. इवन इन सेल फोन टेलीफोन ऑल्सो सो मेनी लोग बुद्धू लोग होते हैं, है ना. एंड we were taught all these common senses long back in childhood. Whenever you're calling a person, is it not? Don't ask who are you because you called him. First, you introduce who are you. Then, from that person, you can command to know who is he and what is the purpose of interaction. Many टाइम लोग ना फोन करके हमको पूछते हैं आप कौन है. अरे फोन तुमने किया, पहले तू कौन है बताओ. Is it not common sense? After listening to you, then I will tell whether it is worthy or not about me. If I consider, I tell. Otherwise, I will not. So here also he asks about Lord. But who is he? You must tell the Lord, no. अपना स्वपरिचय देना है. इवन इन रामायण में भी देखते हैं, हनुमान जी पहले राम जी को सब पूछते हैं. राम जी इज मोर हायर देयर, हैविंग narrated what he is, who is he, then he asks, हे ब्राह्मण आप कौन है. And what is it? Hanumanji was in that condition also told by Sugriva, first you find out who are you. There the situation is different. Because the native people are Sugriva and Hanuman there, they need not reveal who are they. Those who came as guests, they have to tell who are they. In the same way, somebody calls me, they should tell who are they. If I call a person, then I'll introduce myself, I'm so and so. So here also, though Muchukundaji asked, who are you? Before he expects result from Lord, for the sake of clarity, he tells who he is himself to Bhagavan. He says, Vayam tu, मैं तो हे पुरुष व्याघ्र, O tiger like best among all human beings, Krishna, Aikshvakaha, we are all Ikshvaku Amshastha. Kshatra Bandavaha, we are born in the Kshatriya Kula, Ikshvaku Amshastha. And what is my name? Muchukunda iti proktaha. I am called as Muchukunda. Good combination, na? Muchukunda and Mukunda. Muchukunda Mukunda Samvada. Muchukunda iti proktaha. Yauvanashva Atmajaha Prabho. Yauvanashva is Yauvanashva Atmajaha. So Yauvanashva is the Raja. His son is Mandhata. So Mandhata has become Yauvanashva and I am his son. Yuvanashva son is Yavanashva is equal to Mandhata. So Mandhata's putra is this particular our Muchukundaji. So he says, I am Mandhatu Tanaya. My name is this Muchukunda. Then I asked you, what are you doing? And I told you my past. I told you what I am and what I was doing here. That also I will tell. Chirapra Jagara Shrantaha. Chira for long time. Pra fully. Jagara awakened. Therefore Shrantaha extremely tired. For some hundreds and hundreds of years in serving those devatas, protecting them from Rakshasas, he had sleepless thousands of nights. Chirapra Jagara Shanta. Just like nowadays also people, sleepless nights for so many, because like an ullu or buffalo or useless fellow, they sit in front of the TV up to 10 baje, 11, 12, 1. So but the purpose is different. He was serving devatas and these people of the day are that way. So Shrantaha, extremely I was tired. Nidraya upahata indriyaha. All my senses, consciousness was overpowered by the deep nidra. Therefore, Shaye Asmin Vijane Kamam. With my own desire of as much I wanted to sleep. Therefore, nobody comes here to disturb. I have chosen this place. Asmin Vijane, where there is nobody. Shaye, I came to sleep. Kamam, according to my own choice. So, Kena api uttita, Kena api uttapita aduna. Somebody came and Jabardasti woke me up. देखो such a deep sleeping मुचुकुंद को जगाया तो that यवना how strongly he might have done that प्रताड़नम है कि नहीं even at our own home children grandchildren उनको इतना हिलाओ हिलाओ उठते नहीं उतने slumber every day they are sleeping मुचुकुंदा is इतने सालों से वो deep sleep that also देवदत्त निद्रा he is blessed by the grace of देवतास only देवताओं ने दिया है वर उसमें वो मजा ले रहे थे तो कितना उन्होंने उठाया होगा सो ही सेस शये अस्मिन् विजने कामम केनापि उत्थापितो अधुना सहा अपि भस्मीकृतः अब वो भी जल गया भस्म आई हैव नॉट डन इट मान नूनम आत्मीयेन एव पाप्मना so I have not consciously killed if it is so then from my side papa punya could have been calculated. It is a boon given to me when I open the eye. Whoever I look, they get bhasma. So that fellow must have done lot of papa. Therefore, he came in front, he got bhasma. Now, देखो, he is Yavana Ashwa. Yes, this is not Yavana. That Kala Yavana. 3 crore सैन्य उनके पास है. Very powerful person of that time. Such a great powerful fellow also got burnt means what is the Shakti of Devatas given to this Raja Muchukunda thoda imagine kar. So he got burnt by his own sin. So Nunam Atmiyena eva papana Anantaram after his burning bhasma ho gaya होने का Anantaram Bhavan you Shriman with all the divinity Lakshitaha you are seen by me Amitra Shatanaha by your looks and gait and gesture and all it looks like you are the remover of the Shatrus. Mitra is my friend. Amitra is enemy. Shatanam is finish karne wala. So you are a Shatru Sudana, Ari Sudana. So you are Amitra Shatana dikh rahe ho mujhe. So and finally he says Te Tejasa by your tejas and brilliance Avishahena which I am not able to withstand too. Puri Drashtum na Shakyum Maha. I am not able to look at you. लाइक कृष्ण को अर्जुन भी कहते हैं ना वो विश्व रूप के बाद मैं आंख भी देख नहीं पा रहे आपको हे भगवान ये आपका दिव्य सहस्त्र सूर्यों के समान कांति वाला ये विश्व रूप को आप विथड्रा कर लो Here also I am not able to visualize such a divya kanti yukta presence Bhagavan appeared. Now these all in Kali Yuga, those subtle upasanas with ekagrata and shraddha, we are not doing now. Therefore, such glimpses also we are not getting. Therefore, it is so hard and difficult for us to believe. But even now, there are some Himalayan saints and sages who are atyanta shuddha in their antakarana. Therefore, for them in their own dhyana or even otherwise, this divya tejo punja yukta kanti yukta devatas, the rishis, all those celestial beings come and give darshana. Even now. They say Manas Sarovar mein, even now, every day, the devatas come and take the bath and all. We have seen the कांति पुंजम उसके लिए बाबा उस ठंड में -20 रात को 1 बजे से 3:30 तक we were waiting but we could see but far out coming some light dancing there then disappearing क्या हुआ they are all in कांति शरीर they are दिव्य शरीर कहते हैं जीवा need not जीवा has no body basically. So that jiva who has got prarabdha to get human body is getting human, animal body animal, plant body plant, bird का उनको रहता है तो हो. So too the divya dehas like the divya lokas. You understand? From our deha, we can estimate and understand and accept the presence of the divya. And there are some subtle, highly evolved jivan muktas, you may say, yogis. They ask from the Lord even no body also. But they have choice to express through someone or keep giving guidances also. ये सारा होता रहता है सूक्ष्म रूप से, बहुत सारा बड़ा है सृष्टि के रहस्य. What even as human being knows little, very very less and little. So here Bhagavan was with such a tejas and kanti and wonderful. He says, with your kanti, my eyes are getting blinded. I am not able to see. Tejasate avishahyena bhuri darshtum na shaknumaha. I am not able to even open my eyes and see. Hata ojasaha, all my ojas tejas is made dim in front of you. Like they was 0 watt or 40 watt bulb इन फ्रंट ऑफ 1 लाख वाट वाट वाला बल्ब, कैसा होगा उसका इसका कोई संबंध, सूरज के सामने जुगनू की तरह. सो हत ओ जैसा हे महाभागा माननीय असि देहिनाम, यू लुक टू बी द worthy of worship by all the embodied jivas, especially human beings. So my question stands as it is: who are you? Where from you have come? What are your details? What do you do? Please explain. I have explained about myself. So this is how humble, how complete, how clear in his inquiry our Raja Muchukundaji. So should we not learn from him all these arts? एवं संभाषितः राज्ञा. See the word used by Vyasji. एवं सम्यक भाषितः, संभाषितः. In this way, very beautifully asked by the Raja, this Muchukundaji, Bhagavan, who is a Bhuta Bhavana. See, Bhutatma, Bhuta Bhavana, first shloka Vishnu Sahasranam में होता है. विश्वमेश्वरकारो भूतात्मा भूत भवेभवत् प्रभो भूतकृत भूतवृत भावो भूतात्मा भूत भावनः. That bhuta bhavana Bhagavan. Bhuta bhavana means both creator and with love who takes care of the beings. That's called such bhuta bhavana Bhagavan. Pratyaha, he replied. Prahasan, with a cute smile on his face. Vanya, with the speech Megha Nada Gavhiraya, which was as Gambhira like the thundering of the clouds. The Gambhira Vani. Prahasan, he gave. Bhuta Bhavana. So by these words also, we can understand Bhagavan Krishna to be Bhagavan. Again and again, in these stories we read, no, of Avatara, while studying only Paramatma hai, Bhagavan hai, ऐसे भावना बढ़ाते रहना चाहिए. In those days, lot of this type of Purana Kathas used to happen. And that Purana, Harikathakar, they used to bring all emotions. How wonderfully they used to explain the story. कि Bhagavan's Kripa, Karuna, that he came and protected that Gajendra or this Prahlada and Draupadi. ये सुनकर वो श्रोताओं का ना already mind was pure for them. They were not impurified with Kama, Krodha and so much of Bhautikavada. They were all protected from all that nonsense. So with such heart, when they used to listen about this, उनको तो without any doubt, Krishna and Rama as Bhagavan, full faith it used to get generated. Nowadays, we make such a movies and all in which all our devatas are pulled to the court and उसका इतना हंसी मजाक किया जाता है. So whatever little feeling of devotion is there, that also goes away, which is absolutely wrong. The place of sanctity and reverence should not be humiliated like this, which is not at all correct and good. Respect and reverence has to be maintained. नहीं तो फिर वो if you take it ordinarily ना, फिर वो दिल में वो भाव नहीं आएगा. We will never be able to get benefit of devotion to the Lord. We will never be devotee and never we get benefit. So what Bhagavan replied, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, is a huge explanation. Only 2 shlokas I literally tell, but all the things in detail we'll study tomorrow. Bhagavan says, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Hey Anga, oh my dear child, Janma Karma Abhidhanani me Santi Sahasrashaha. My births, my activities, my names are hundreds and thousands and thousands. So, and na shakyante anusankhyatum anantatvat. Because of they being infinite, they can never be sankhyatum counted. To the surprise, you see that भगवान कहते हैं न शक्यते असंख्यातुम अनंतत्वात् maya apihi. By me also, it cannot be counted. how many janma, how many karma, how many abhidhana or names I have. है ना? कोई के सिनेमा आप देखते हो ना, दैट हीरो के वो कहते हैं कि मुझे कितने जायदाद प्रॉपर्टी है, मैं खुद ही नहीं जानता हूँ, या मैं कितने जगह पे दान दिया वो मैं ही नहीं जानता हूँ, कितने लोगों को मदद किया, और कोई मेरे को कितने शत्रु है वो भी मैं नहीं जानता, बिकॉज यू हैव ट्रबल्ड सो मेनी। मैं खुद भगवान, आई माई सेल्फ कैन नॉट काउंट देम बिकॉज दे आर अनंत। हरि गुण अनंत, हरि कथा अनंत, हरि अनंत। This is same thing comes here in our Vishnu Suktam also. Vishnurnukam Viryani Vimame Rajagamsi Yo Askabhayad Uttaragam Sadastam Vichakramana Stretorugayo Vishnurnukam Viryani Pravocham Ya Parthivani Vimame Rajagamsi. तो रजागंसी पार्थिवाणी विगमे विममे विष्णोः वीर्याणि कम विममे. The dust particles can be counted because they are on the earth. Earth is always limited. But Paramatma is infinite. We cannot do the counting of his virya, and nobody else is saying about God. Bhagavan himself is saying. That is the authority that we will see tomorrow. यहाँ जगह जगह पे हम भगवान के बारे में ऋषि मुनि लोगों को कहना हम देखते जाते हैं, but here भगवान himself is telling about himself. That's the speciality of this topic. Some beautiful things are there in it. Studying that, entering into the Stuti of Muchukunda, we will go. And that Stuti mein na, Stuti se zyada, in the entire chapter, you and I as human beings, where do we go wrong because of which we create samsara for ourselves? How to come out of it? That discussion is very beautiful. I may take 2 or 3 days to study that, at least 2 days, if not 3. हाँ, 2 दिन तो लग ही जाएगा। कल और परसों हम करें। कल ये भी करेंगे भगवान का, फिर मुकुंद उवाच का 5-6 श्लोक हुए, तो परसों के दिन रिमेनिंग वी डू। सर्वं कृष्णार्पणमस्तु। पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो धियो न प्रचोदयात्। प्राणाय पानाय व्यानाय उदानाय च ब्रह्मार्पणम् मध्य मध्य ओम नमो नारायण। ओम नीलमेघ श्याम कृष्ण नित्य जगन मोहन बाल गोपाल वेणुगान लोल वेदांत वेद्य नवनीत चोर भक्त जनाधार परम दयावाद्य मुक्त गीतामृत दाता परम योगीश पार्थ साधरूप कृष्ण सर्वमंगलम्। ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकं नेमांकितो भाति तमेव भान्तमन्वा सर्वं दस्य वासा नारायणाय विद्महे वास तन्नो विष्णु प्रचोदयात्। मंगलम श्री पार्थसाधरूपाय गीताचार्य। और श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण शास्त्र की जय। श्री वेद व्यास शुकदेव सूतादि भागवताचार्य की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। सरत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंदा गोविंद। जानकी जीवन स्मरण जय जय राम राम। समस्त श्रोता भक्त साधक सेवक उपासक जिज्ञासु गण की जय। थैंक यू। I appreciate your patience. Great you all are. Somehow our days are this way spent in Bhagavad Smarana, escaping from the clutches of Kali, at least to some extent, if not completely. Come back in 2 minutes for our Adhyatma Ramayana Adhyanam.